And welcome back to another episode of The Bald Guy and the Fat Boy. It's going to be real tough for us to get through this one tonight because my voice is probably going to crack a little bit. It's been a heck of an evening. We're recording this right after the Rangers do what they do and just walked away with the big win. So, how's my co host, the Fat Boy, doing tonight?
Roll Tide, go Rangers.
Yeah, that was a pretty impressive game, man. They are rolling on the road in the playoffs.
They are, boy. 10-0. 10-0.
I think that's what our first thing we got to talk about tonight is the Rangers showed up. No Adolis Garcia.
Out for the series.
He's gone. You won't see Scherzer again. Neither one of them.
Out for the series.
But we only have to win one game out of the next three.
Yep, one out of the next three to be the World Series champions. If somebody that's been watching this team since old Arlington Stadium out in the bleachers in the heat, that makes me very, very happy, Bald Guy.
I know. We were so close before. It just didn't happen.
Don't even bring that up right now.
I think this is the team to do it, man. I really do.
I do. I believe that too. Until otherwise shown, I believe that too.
And I'd like to put a shout out to the Fat Boy because right before the game,
and the hockey intern,
So one of y'all more than the other decided that this was gonna be the call.
This was as much of a joint effort as possibly could be in this. We both pretty much said it at the same time.
Okay. We put the video out before the game come up, but the Fat Boy and the hockey intern both got together and made the call on Marcus Semien having a breakout game tonight. That since Adolis was out, this was going to be his chance to really get something going in the postseason, not just necessarily in the World Series, but
had a home run a month.
He'd been bad in the postseason, and he did show up and show out tonight.
Leadoff triple, 2-run home run, and something else I'm forgetting. So all those things, he was player of the game. Even though our Mr. Consistency,
Seager.
Wow, Seager keeps on rolling. Tonight was a Semien game. A Semien game that the Rangers desperately needed, especially with Garcia out.
Yeah, it was a great time to show back up.
I know I'm a little more jacked up than usual, but that's what you get with a Fat Boy. The root word of fanatic is fan, and you're gonna see when my team start doing good and rolling like this, you're gonna see the fast talking, annoying, bad side to the Fat Boy. Because I get excited.
Okay, well we're gonna try to get through that. We're not gonna try to get too high right now. We still got one more to go. I think they're gonna do it tomorrow night in Arizona. I don't think the series comes back to Texas.
I don't either because of who's pitching.
So
we got Eovaldi. We got big game Eovaldi on the mound. I think we get a couple runs, and I think Eovaldi goes 7 strong. Bullpen finishes up, and we go to the mountaintop, baby. I am ready. Sitting on G, waiting on O.
I hope so. It'd be great for them to win it in Texas. I'm not saying it wouldn't in front of the home crowd, but anytime you get a chance to go ahead and knock it off, especially the way we've played at home in last series and this series, let's just finish while we can.
My favorite video of all time was Mortal Kombat. I think it's Mortal Kombat. The one that had Scorpion and said finish him. Well, that's what we'd be saying right now. If this was that game, so
we got
a little video game reference. I bet y'all didn't know the Fat Boy could whip out a video game reference on you.
Hey, we never know what the Fat Boy will whip out.
Hey, easy.
Okay.
PG show.
So after the Rangers, we're riding high. We got to talk about the Cowboys. You got to show them a little love this week too.
A lot of love. I'm not on the Dak Prescott train, but when compliments are due, I give compliments. He showed out 4 touchdowns. His balls were perfect. He had a great game. I give him all the kudos in this game. Now go do it against Philly, and I might even give you more kudos this next week.
So if he beats Philly, you're back on the Dak train.
No, not on the Dak train. I may be in the Dak train station, but I ain't on the train yet. Okay. He's gotta show me a lot more from on the train. I may be out on the curb of the train station reading the newspaper.
You better get in there and get on the train, man, because the rest of the year is going to be good, and you're going to be on the outside looking in, not being able to say, "Oh, I don't know."
Well, I'll just have to be on that guy because I take this stuff real serious. I take this stuff real serious about being on the train and everything. So when I say it, I mean it.
Okay. Well, I mean, you've stated earlier that it takes a Super Bowl win for you to get on the Dak Prescott train.
But that doesn't mean I'm not capable of acknowledging good play and good stuff that Dak still does. I think there's some miscommunication there, but we'll work it out as we go.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to say you're a Dak fan again.
Of course you are, because you're an idiot.
That's what I was thinking. All right. Yeah. So what about some other Dallas teams? We move on to the Mavs.
This week, the Mavs not this week. Last week and this week, we've had the opening game of the NBA season. They played the Spurs opening night, or not opening night, the night after opening night, and they beat them in San Antonio, which that's a big rival for the Mavericks. Since then, we played the Nets and the Grizzlies. Luka Doncic is averaging 39 points a game. He's averaging a triple-double for the first 3 games. So at the Mavericks fan, even though we're playing baseball, even though we're playing football, we still got Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving, and basketball. And I love my Mavericks, so I'm gonna chime in with that as well.
You are gonna get tired of changing hats as we go through this, man. Everything.
No, you're right. Rolling. I love it.
Everything is rolling. They are doing good. Luka looks great. The young guys are playing good.
What do you mean? You're not a Maverick fan?
Yeah, I'm a Maverick fan.
You just said me. You're a Maverick fan, correct?
I am a Maverick fan. I am. But,
okay.
I mean, we can't both pretend like we're on the team. I mean,
yeah, okay. Yeah, we can. But
at some point, it has to be them, and it can't be us. I'm bad about that too. But I mean, we did not just win a World Series game. Okay, so
yes, we did.
Okay, all right. So you take credit for that. I don't know. So you're excited about Luka. I'm excited about Lively, the young kid. He's doing what he needs to do. He's running. He's playing above the rim. Everything that we were looking for. He's almost like what we wished Christian Wood was going to be last year.
Correct. And he's also got real young legs. He looks good. He's doing that pick and roll with Luka. He's slamming the ball over his team and other teams. The whole thing looks good. The player we got from in the pickup from the Celtics looks good. So there's just several good things going on with the Mavericks right now.
That's good. We'll have plenty of time to cover them a little deeper.
Oh, I know, but I'm not, just because everything else is going great, I'm not letting my Mavericks fall off the table.
Well, you know what? If they'll stay undefeated, we'll have plenty of time to talk about them. It won't be
correct.
So, okay. So moving, we don't have to move very far because they share the same building.
Yep. Well, I've got the hockey. I'm not putting a hat on for this one. I'm putting glasses on for this.
You don't have a Stars hat yet?
No, not yet. He ain't been to a game yet. But when he goes to a game, he's supposed to get me a Stars hat. So I want to.
We're not paying him, and he's providing team apparel for the podcast. So I mean,
no, what he's doing is getting me a hat, and I'm going to pay him some of my money for said hat. But I ain't got that far yet. And now you see the fat boy in glasses. I know I look like a dork, but it's just the way it goes. Because I got to read. I'm going to read the hockey interns.
I think you look smart.
Oh, well, nobody's ever said that. Well, all right, here we go. This is the hockey intern, which is Tim Moody. This is his first report that he sent me via text message, and I'm going to read that right now for you, for everybody out there in podcast land. The Dallas Stars, as of October the 31st, are 5-1-1, with their loss coming to the Toronto Maple Leafs on Thursday night. Coach Pete DeBoer said the first 20 minutes were not nearly good enough. So he's just breaking down the loss we had. He said this has been a recurring theme for Dallas so far this season, with weak starts before awakening to the game. Dallas has had over 30 scoring chances in their loss. However, the Columbus Blue Jackets came to town Monday night, and Dallas unleashed the Dogs for a 5-3 win. Jay Cottinger gets the win as a side, not a 15-year veteran hockey player, Matt Duchene, gets his first goal with the Stars. Dallas has a full schedule this week, taking on the Flames, the Oilers, the Canucks through Saturday. Go Stars! And that's our hockey intern, Tim Moody.
That's a pretty good report. I like your read of that. That was good. That was a good job.
Well, if you didn't, you're in trouble, because that's the best I can do.
I can always get a little bit more out of you.
Yeah.
Speaking of getting a little bit more out of you, you have finally learned how to pick games a little better.
That's for sure.
I'm so impressed. I mean, we all knew you could not, obviously it was not possible to get worse, but I mean, you have actually put some 500 weeks together. You were a sub 500, got to 500, and you had a winning week this week. This is 7 weeks in a row with a winning record.
8-2. It came out real good. But I mean, it can go away just as fast as it came in. So we'll just keep on plugging. But I told you earlier this off there. I'm telling you now this all there. I don't want our dynamic to change. You keep letting me pick, and you taking the opposite, because I like the way that's working. It gives us something to argue about, because I don't want you picking the same games I pick anyway.
Yeah, well, there was no fear of that early on. You're finally actually starting to make some of the picks, so I'll get stuck with some teams I don't want. But I am perfectly fine riding against you.
Taking the chance of me losing, falling off the table, which could happen at any moment.
Probably this week.
Let's not go that far.
Probably coming this week. But before we get to our picks, last week you were pretty excited about your college football top 5, let's say.
Yeah, they do the 4 because there's only 4 teams in the playoff. But I personally think
they did 6. They did 6.
Well, they don't, but they don't call it that. They call it the championship 4, and then the 2 first. They call it the 2 first out. And of course, I hate that. So, so the way I do it is I do a top 5. It's ours. They do what they do. We do what we do. But as we go through this, but before we get into those, I'm gonna, because I put on another hat, Charlie. You didn't see that.
Oh, you snuck it in on me.
Yeah, Bama plays LSU this week. There are pundits out there that think LSU is going to come. Game day's in Tuscaloosa. They think game day and LSU are going to come to Tuscaloosa and upset Bama. And I've been honest about Bama this year. They're my favorite team, but they've been young and down and had issues early, but they've gotten better. LSU ain't beating us this week. This could be first Bama domination this week.
How do you get so hopped up on everything else that's going on? And we do a pick section in this podcast where our segment is all about picks, of which we're picking the Alabama LSU game, and you can't even wait for that. Like,
no.
We can't talk about the other stuff. This has to be separate. We have to give Alabama their own segment to where we talk about.
We're talking about the 6-time national champion since Saban's been there. Have you lost your mind? They don't go down there with them. They stay up here with the hot topics, sir.
They're still lucky we're talking about them at all.
You've lost your mind. You need to go grow hair.
Did you forget what Texas did to them in Tuscaloosa?
Bite me.
I mean, come on. This is
you keep talking,
here, brother.
You keep talking. I'm gonna show you the spot. Now we can move on.
Now we can move on. So
yeah,
So you don't think LSU is going to come in there and do anything against them?
No.
Who do you think? Who do you think game day is going to pick in Tuscaloosa?
Alabama in Tuscaloosa. If they're
Probably so.
smart,
Probably so, because McAfee's still on there, and your boy goes and is paid to be on the McAfee show every week. Which I mean, that's a whole nother topic we could talk about right there. Why is he taking Pat McAfee's money?
okay. So do you want to talk about that, or do you want to? I thought you wanted to move on.
Well, I kind of do, but I'm just wondering why your coach is like peddling for handouts from Pat McAfee and ESPN when I mean,
You know what?
you
First
don't
of
think
all,
y'all pay him enough?
first of all, you worry about your own coach. You let me worry about mine.
Oh, my coach would take it in a heartbeat. If somebody pay him to go over there, you bet he'd be
Well,
fine
then
with
shut
that.
up.
I just thought y'all were better than that.
First of all, we are better than that, but that's beside the point. Move on.
You're not better than that. That's what you're doing, but it's okay. It's in a down year, y'all need a little more publicity. All right.
Yes.
So we've established all that. Now, the committee's picks that come out, right? So we're going to go back to that. We got to go around the Alabama thing because one thing we know for sure, nowhere in the top 5 or 6 is Alabama right now. So,
I agree.
Do you want to give your picks or do you want to do the committee's picks first?
I want to do the committee's picks because I'm not actually completely. I actually completely don't disagree with. I mean, I disagree with the order, but I don't completely disagree with the committee's picks. So let's go for
what
it.
A difference a week makes. You were dogging on them last week.
Yeah, but that
about how they were going to be horrible.
Guess what I messed up and did?
What?
I based off something off last year, like them dumbasses.
No, you were adamant last week that you were not. Your picks had nothing to do with last year.
I just assumed they would. I assumed they would pick like last year, and so far they haven't.
They picked pretty close.
Well, let's go. Let's go with it.
Okay. All right. So break out the committee's picks here.
I can tell you, I have it right here. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Who was
the committee
one?
picks was Ohio State 1. It was Georgia 2.
Okay.
It was Michigan 3. Yep. And Florida State 4. With Washington being 5 and Oregon being 6.
Okay. Man, that looks a whole lot.
I did that off the top of my head, by the way.
That's good. That's good. I told you them glasses made you smarter. Look, that looks a whole lot like one of our lists from last week. Whole lot.
Okay. Well, what do you want to cook? You want a cookie? I can't give you one through this screen, so let's move on.
Well, I mean, so what would you do different? What's your list this week?
My new list this week. I have FSU at 1, which they didn't change. I have Ohio State at 2.
Man, that's what happened. That's like a big jump.
Yes, Ohio State played a team and they won in Camp Randall. Do you not expect me to watch the football game?
I do.
They beat Wisconsin.
You took your number 5 team. You took your number 5 team and jumped them up to 2.
Yeah, because they won a game that was important.
Okay, what about your number 2 team last week?
They lost a game that they couldn't afford to lose.
Yeah,
it's not the way this is supposed to work.
Yeah, but nobody else would have had Oklahoma in there. Come on. Oklahoma, the number 2 team.
Because nobody else would have. That means you wouldn't have. So let's just okay. So Ohio State is 2, Georgia is 3, Michigan is 4, and now here's something for now. You can complain about this or take credit for it or whatever you're going to do. And I listened to the committee and to the commentators talking about the committee, and I agree with the commentators that the team nobody wants to play right now, the team that's playing the best football right now, even though they're not any higher than this, is Oregon. I'm putting Oregon over the team that beat them, Washington. That's going to bug people. I like it.
That's incredible, man. It seems like a really smart person said that last week.
Shut up.
I mean, it really does. I'm pretty sure.
Well,
Uh,
well,
you know what? I'm not even changing my list. My list last week was Georgia, Ohio State. So me and the committee have those flipped. FSU and Michigan. Me and the committee have those two flipped. And Oregon as the number 5.
and I told you this earlier. It's a coincidence that mine or 5 is the same as yours. I don't agree with you at all. I just happen to agree with the commentators that analyzed the committee's picks.
Well, I'm glad the commentators tuned in last week and took some good picks and applied.
So you're going to take credit for the commentators' picks, but I promise you, I'm not copying you.
You may not be meaning to, but you did.
Okay, whatever. Move on.
Hey, I told you those glasses helped you. They made you smarter. You come on and copied me.
Okay.
You're doing better.
Let's move on.
Okay. All right. So let's go to the picks. You had a good week last week. Let's see what you can do this week. All right.
Call it out and I'll pick it.
All right. This one's gonna be tough for you. Our first one is LSU at Bama. Bama has to give up 3 points.
Bama, roll tide, Bama.
Woo, okay. All right. The next one is Kansas State at Texas. Texas -4.
Upset pick of the week, baby. K-State, baby. Come on, K-State. No Quinn Ewers. I'm taking K-State after what they did. Here a couple weeks ago. They beat a real good team. I think they can beat Texas. So we're finna find out.
That's a win for me. I appreciate you giving me Texas. That was nice.
You're welcome.
All right. A&M at Ole Miss. Ole Miss -3.5.
I'm taking the Aggies for my buddy JB out there in the crowd.
All right. Missouri at Georgia. Georgia 15.5 point favorites.
Taking Missouri.
Man.
Too many points. And I'm hoping Missouri, with that record and the way they've been playing lately, that I'm not saying Georgia won't win the game. I'm just saying I want Missouri to
cover 15.
Yeah, keep it close. That's all I'm saying there. But Missouri's been playing good ball, and Georgia's tight end is out, so I'm going to take Missouri there.
Okay. All right. So Bedlam game is up next.
Bedlam.
Oklahoma -5.5 versus Oklahoma State.
Well, they fell out of the top 5, out of my top 5 last week, and now I'm going to pick against them. I'm taking Oklahoma State.
You're taking how they have fallen, man. You give them quick.
Hey, if you're not first, you're last.
Okay. Well, that's for sure. I mean, that's only 5.5 points to Oklahoma State. That's not.
Yeah, I just think it's in Stillwater. No,
yes. It's in Bedlam, isn't it? Do they do that neutral site?
No, I thought they do it home and home. I think it's in Stillwater.
Okay. I don't think it's going to matter, but hey,
I don't either, but we'll see.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to do as good on your picks this week.
Okay, good.
Right,
you said
that's enough college. Let's go to the NFL.
I'm ready.
Cowboys at the Eagles. Eagles -3.
Good game of the year for the Cowboys.
No, come on.
Yeah, this is like the San Francisco game. San Francisco had won a game. By the way, you were right. I don't know how you were right about that. San Francisco had won a freaking football game. Since you said your big conspiracy theory, it looks like you called that right out of thin air. But we'll go on from that. I'm taking the Cowboys.
You're taking the Cowboys,
and I'm and I feel real good about the Cowboys. But this is a prove it game. They have to prove it. They proved it last week. Now show it to me again this week.
Yeah, they have to prove it, or do they do the same thing to the Eagles that they did to the 49ers?
Oh, I don't know.
We'll talk about it next week.
We can't be doing conspiracy theories all year.
Yeah, we can. What do you mean?
At some point, we got to win the damn game. Come on, Charlie.
Not only are we playing football, but we're playing chess. So it's got to be in there.
Let's move on then.
So the next game, Dolphins at the Chiefs. Chiefs -2.5.
Boy, Chiefs started not even getting a 3-point home field advantage after last week.
Against the Dolphins. I mean,
yeah, but still,
don't matter.
the fact that Taylor Swift's boyfriend ain't playing is really causing them some problems.
He's worth 2 or 3 points a game.
Well, I get that, and but saying all that, as much as I hate to, I'm gonna take the Dolphins.
You're gonna take the Dolphins.
Until the Chiefs recover from having Taylor Swift's boyfriend miss, I'm gonna ride the Dolphins.
He's not a fan of turf, okay?
Yeah.
All right. So next up, the Seahawks at the Ravens, excuse me, -5.5.
This is a sneaky good game. This is 2 winning record games. But the Ravens and the quarterback for the Ravens, which Lamar Jackson, they've been rolling, and because of that, the spread's a little close. I'm gonna take the Ravens.
All right, that'll work. All right, up next, the Vikings without Kirk Cousins.
Yes,
at the Falcons.
Because of that,
Falcons to -5.
I'm gonna take the Falcons.
You're gonna take.
I'd be riding the Vikings right now if it wasn't for the Kirk Cousins Achilles injury. But that I think that put the nail in their coffin.
I think you're right. Depends on who we get.
Yeah,
because they're gonna go pick up somebody. I got a buddy of mine that's a big Vikings fan, and he's kind of like the same way with Cousins, the way a lot of Cowboys fans are with Dak and were with Romo, to where he's not the greatest fan. He's like, he's so frustrating. We need to get somebody else. But they're going to get a chance to see what life without Cousins is, and they're probably going to appreciate him a little more after this.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what I think. Last game, the Bills at the Bengals. The Bengals are -2.5.
I had picked against the Bengals 2 weeks in a row because I didn't think Joe Burrow was back. I finally think he's back officially after watching the last 2 weeks' games. So I'm going to take the Bengals in this one.
Taking the Bengals. All right. Man, I like it when you get a little nice mix up of home teams and away teams. Because there for a while you were going like home and away.
I'm the fat boy. I just go with my gut, bald guy.
Okay. Well.
Okay. So to kind of summarize all this, we got the Rangers hopefully about to win the World Series. We got the Cowboys hopefully about to beat Philly. We got Alabama hopefully about to beat LSU. We got the Mavericks hopefully about to beat everybody they play. We got the Stars hopefully about to beat everybody that they play. We got the committee picking college games week to week. We got all this stuff. The hockey fat boy, or the hockey,
fat boy, come on.
Yeah, the fat boy, the hockey intern, and the bald guy are very excited about the sporting landscape. Yes, I do make a mistake from time to time, bald guy.
I believe it. I've seen your picks. So, look, it is exciting. It's an awesome time to be a sports fan, especially in Texas. Right now, things are rolling pretty good. So, we've got a bunch to talk about. That's great for us.
It's really great and a lot of fun. I'm very appreciative of everybody that listens, everybody that follows, and let's just keep it going.
All right. Y'all tune in next week to see how many more of my picks Fat Boy copies. So,
I'm the Fat Boy, roll tide.